I can't believe it's finally happening. This moment feels surreal, like a dream I've been living for so long is finally coming true. After 5 long years, I'm going home to Nigeria. The anticipation is almost too much to bear. I've missed the bustling streets of Lagos, the aroma of suya in the air, and most importantly, my beloved Ada. Every corner of the city holds a memory, a piece of my heart.
John had met Ada just before leaving for Dubai. Their connection was instant, a spark that neither distance nor time could diminish. Their love blossomed through late-night calls and stolen weekends. They shared dreams, fears and hopes for the future, building a bond that grew stronger with each passing day. He had worked tirelessly, building a life in Dubai, all for her. Every late night and early morning was fueled by the thought of their future together. Now he was successful and he was ready to make Ada his wife. He had saved enough, planned every detail and was ready to take the next step.
I have it all planned out, every moment, every detail down to the last second. I'll surprise Ada at her doorstep, go down on one knee, and ask her to marry me. I've rehearsed it 1,000 times in my mind. A brand new Mercedes-Benz parked around the corner will seal the deal. It's the perfect touch to show her how much she means to me. I can't wait to see the joy on her face, the look in her eyes when she realizes how much I love her.
Little did John know, his grand romantic gesture was about to take an unexpected turn. Life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. An idea had taken root in his mind, a test of Ada's love. He needed to be sure, beyond any doubt. He wanted to be sure she loved him, not his wealth. It was a risk, but one he felt he had to take to secure their future. John yearned for the certainty that Ada loved him unconditionally. He loved her deeply, with every fibre of his being, and he wanted to be sure she felt the same way about him. He wanted to be sure she felt the same, that her love was as genuine and profound as his own. Doubt, a serpent in the garden of his happiness, whispered insidious suggestions, making him question the authenticity of her feelings.
I will disguise myself, he thought, a plan forming in his mind. I'll appear as a simple, average man, stripped of my Dubai gloss, shedding all the trappings of wealth and luxury. I'll arrive at Ada's doorstep not in a fancy car, but in a wheelchair, presenting myself as someone entirely different.
It was a risky plan, John knew, fraught with uncertainty and potential heartbreak. But the thought of marrying someone who loved him only for his money was unbearable, a nightmare he couldn't live with. He yearned for genuine love, a love that ran deeper than material possessions, a love that was pure and true. The Mercedes-Benz would still be there, a silent witness to his transformation. However, it would serve as a symbol of his transformation, a testament to his willingness to change for the woman he loved, to prove his sincerity. This elaborate plan, he convinced himself, would reveal the truth about Ada's heart, uncovering whether her love was genuine or merely a facade. John packed simply, leaving behind the designer suits and expensive watches. He knew that to truly understand the life he was about to step into, he had to shed his old identity completely. He bought simple clothes at a local market, the kind worn by ordinary Nigerians. The vibrant colours and patterns were a stark contrast to his usual monochrome wardrobe, but he embraced the change wholeheartedly. He practiced walking with a limp, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. Each step was a reminder of the new reality he was creating for himself, a reality far removed from his previous life of luxury. He hired a wheelchair and practiced manoeuvring it. The physical challenge was immense, but it was the emotional weight that truly tested his resolve.
This charade could cost me everything. My business, my reputation, everything I've worked so hard to build. But the thought of marrying a woman who loved me under false pretenses is even more terrifying. How could I live with myself if I deceived her?
As he looked at his reflection, a far cry from the successful businessman, a wave of doubt washed over him. The man staring back at him was unrecognizable, both in appearance and in spirit. Was he making a terrible mistake? The uncertainty gnawed at him, but he knew he had to follow through. Was he about to lose the love of his life over a hunch? The stakes had never been higher, and the fear of losing her was almost paralyzing. Despite his fears, John pushed forward. He had come too far to turn back now. He was determined to see his plan through. The truth, no matter how painful, was the only way to ensure a future built on honesty. He had to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Only then could he truly understand the depth of her love and the strength of his own convictions. The flight to Lagos seemed longer this time. With every passing moment, John's anxiety grew. He practiced his lines, reminding himself of the reason for this charade. His heart ached for Ada, but the need for truth overshadowed his longing.
Finally, I'm here.
John arrived at Ada's doorstep, his heart hammered against his ribs. He rang the doorbell, his hand trembling slightly. He heard footsteps approaching. The door opened. Ada stood there, her face radiant with surprise, but the smile faltered, fading as her eyes fell upon the man in the wheelchair. The silence stretched, filled only with the sound of John's pounding heart.
Ada, it's me, John.
He looked into her eyes, searching for a flicker of recognition, a glimmer of the love he knew she held for him. But her reaction was not what he had expected.